Toronto, who 2 matches ago we saw beat Kidlin and Puavaranukro in 2 straight games. Kim Won-ho and So Seung-jae, who have been outstanding so far this year, also in the top half of the draw, as indeed are the beaten finalists from 2 years ago, Liang Wei-kung and Wang Chang. Making their first appearance here at the Singapore Open, this Chinese combination of Xie Haonan and Zhang Wenhan. And this will be a second meeting between these 2 players. They met each other last week in the first round at the Malaysia Masters. 10 and 17 in Kuala Lumpur in 35 minutes only. The Danes won.
It's black.
That side.
That side. So we'll see. So,
the Danes went on to reach the semi-final last week at the Malaysia Masters, and considering they were the defending champions of that tournament last week, that's one reason why they've lost their world #1 status. Kim Astrup, the left-hander, is 33 years of age from Herning, and that equates to 6'1". And as I was telling you, went down on Tuesday, 2 days ago, lost their world #1 status. But the seeding for this event, as Steen was explaining, either earlier today or yesterday, I can't remember which, is done a week in advance. So they were the world #1s at that stage, which is why they're the #1 seeds. Astrup Rasmussen is 36 years of age from Odda, south of Aarhus, and he's the taller of the 2. That's just over 6'2". They, in the first round, had an incredible match. Look at that. That's not a mistake, I can tell you. It really was 21 minutes against former top 10 pair Li Chehui and Yang Po Xuan. That's only 17 minutes of playing time. Absolutely extraordinary. So to the left-hander in the Chinese combination, Xie Haonan, who's 24 years of age from Xinjiang province on the east coast, south of Shanghai. And 182 is just under 6 foot. They went down 1 place on the world ranking 2 days ago to number 30. But I can tell you they are number 12 on the race to the World Tour finals. So don't underestimate this Chinese combination. Zheng Wenhan is the younger of the 2, 22 years of age, from South China, Guangdong province. And they beat Ben Lane and Sean Vendy in the first round in 3 games, an hour and 10 minutes. Our umpire for this one is Sudip Bave of India, and Jess Chan from Singapore is the service judge. So mentioning the English pair, beaten in the first round by this Chinese combination, Ben Lane and Sean Vendy. I'd like to send my very best wishes to Ben Lane. He's flown back from Singapore, obviously with his partner as well, Sean Vendy, because Ben Lane is going to undergo some surgery on a troublesome ankle, hoping to be fit in time for the World Championships. We all wish him well. I think that's ambitious, perhaps, to be fit for the World Championships. Of course, depends what the surgery he's having.
And which year he's referring to.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Kim Astrup and Anders Garb Rasmussen, Denmark. And on my left, Xie Haonan and Chun Wei Han, Japan. Xie Haonan, So-Ju, Kim Astrup, Lowell, play.
So it is Xie Haonan getting this men's doubles underway. Good return of serve, the left-hander to the left-hander, Kim Astrup. His return of serve deep into the forehand corner of the right-hander, Zhang Wei-hung. Oh my goodness. Well, it was good to see the Danes back to playing well again last week when they reached the semi-final of the Malaysia Masters, because since they won the World Tour finals at the end of last year in Hangzhou, and the week after, 2 days after winning the World Tour finals, they became world #1. Since then, they've had injury woes, and they've only played 5 individual tournaments as world #1s. And their win-loss record from those 5 tournaments is 4 wins and 5 losses. That's not the best of records when you're world #1s, is it?
It isn't. And just how well they were playing still remains to be seen, the way I see it, because they haven't really played that strong opposition. They did in the semi-final against Jia and So, but they lost that match. So where exactly are they? That must still be a question mark. But of course they will expect to be favorites in this match after they won last week. But if I were the Chinese coach, I would say that, okay, when we've lost, we're the ones who can learn most from that match.
Well, part answer to your question, Steen, about where are the Danes. Yes, they lost to Aaron Chara and So Wee-ik in the semi-final, as you've already mentioned. But it was 3 games, and in my opinion, they're probably the best pair in the world at the moment, as far as form is concerned, because they won the Thailand Open, they reached the final of their home event, the Malaysian Masters. And they've come through their match today against former world champions Huki and Kobayashi. So I think the Malaysians, Chara and So, are probably the best pair in the world right now.
At least in top 3, and especially the win against Huki Kobayashi, who they normally have a tough time playing against. That was impressive.
Well, there's only ever been 2 Danish pairs who've won this men's doubles title here at the Singapore Open in the Open era. First was 22 years ago, and I think you were coach at the time, weren't you?
2003?
Yeah.
That was Jens Eriksen and Martin Lundgaard.
It was. All Danish men's doubles final.
Yeah.
Against Lars Borsker and Jonas Rasmussen. Last Danes to win this title were 8 years ago, Bogen Mogensen. It's a good flick serve again. Well, nothing wrong with the elbow and shoulder with that smash from Rasmussen.
No, he says he's feeling absolutely fine now, but it's taken longer time than they expected and they hoped. And I think they've also had to be extra careful. Being 36 years of age, you don't want to re-injure yourself.
6-5.
And maybe it was a little bit harsh saying that they haven't really played absolute top combinations that they've beaten, but the win yesterday against Yang Po-Swan and Lee Jie-hui was one of those matches. In my opinion, they just won it too big, so I get suspicious. Are the opponents, are they at their best?
Well, I have a feeling Yang Po-Swan has been out injured, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he also lost a mixed, was it this tournament earlier?
Yes, yeah.
7-6.
Thomas Stavngård was saying something, some directions on how to cope with the backcourt. I think he said we need to relax a bit more from the backcourt. That smash from Rasmussen played it directly into the hands of Zeng. Yeah, sliced, smash, not full power. That was exactly what the Danes were successful with last week in Thailand.
Last week they were in Malaysia.
They were in Malaysia. That's right.
All goes into a blur, doesn't it, when we are following tournament after tournament.
They didn't play Thailand at all. That stayed in.
Did stay in.
That's a wasted challenge from Anders Rasmussen.
Totally wasted challenge.
But the Danes, they really had their game plan working against the Chinese in Malaysia. They got on the attack so often and played it brilliantly. There it was, plumb on the line.
1 catch remaining. Service over. 8-7. Play.
I think what the Chinese wants to do here is try and get the Danes to play a bit more fast-paced, flat game. No. It's getting way long. Yeah.
Service over. 8-4.
I don't see that sort of like defensive style working for Xi and Zeng. We're very interested to see how that was going to unfold if they were to be successful there. Lots of strapping on that left shoulder of Xie.
Service over. 10-9. Service over. 10-4.
Well retrieved. Wow. First of all, Rasmussen reaching that little block. That was absolutely superb. That one. And then the way that Kim Astrup put that smash away. Absolutely fantastic. And the reward, the 1 point advantage here at the mid-game interval of the opening game.
Den sidste du går på. Altså når I spiller imellem os.
Ja, og man kan sige, hvis de får lagt ned under de rigtig svære objekter, med den der ligger ned, og den kun op med de derfra. Men det er serven og træning, der er vigtigt for os, ikke?
Og det skal være lidt mere flyt hurtigt.
Play.
So 11-10 the advantage to the #1 seeds, Astrup and Rasmussen. It's gone wrong with that line. Managed to catch any of the coaching?
They said as they entered court again, they said it's the service and the third shot that's super important, and that must be the return and the fourth shot if it's the Chinese that are serving. And then Kim said that the defense needs to be a lot more moving for the Chinese. The good thing for Xi and Zeng is that in Malaysia last week they went down 7-0 in the opening of the match and never really recovered from it in the first game. And that sort of played it into the hands of the Danes. Now they're in a much better place.
That got shot too loose from Xiaonan. Rasmussen able to read it.
Oh, he missed it.
That's a magical shot.
Well, he needed that challenge that he used earlier on at 7-6, Anders Rasmussen.
I saw it as good anyway. Yeah, that was in.
I want to challenge. Gotta be alert now. Zeng and Xie gymnastic. The tumble serve if he gets on a roll.
That's great work by Kim Astrup. Started with a good return of serve deep into the right-hander's forehand corner.
Yeah. I think if I were the Chinese, I would try and play some flat crosses, a bit more crosses to have more court to work with in the drift. That's good play. Bit of a loose serve from Zeng.
play.
Oh, that's a wild one.
Right. That's almost made the blue carpet. It was all very fast and furious from the onset of the rally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First time in this opening game that the Danes have had a 2-point advantage.
Yeah. That was a very, very good tumble serve.
18-15.
Fantastic. Yeah. Best rally of the match, in my opinion. Both sides playing well.
4 straight points for the Danes. And that could prove decisive. Make that 5 straight points and 5 game point opportunities. Just up the intensity at exactly the right moment, the Danes. Six straight points in the opening game, 21-15.
And Rasmussen, 21-15.
Look how early Rasmussen moved for that third shot.
Yeah, they talked about that, hadn't they? The importance of the serve and third shot. 17 minutes for opening game.
Og vi gør det rigtig godt. Man kan sige, de få ting, vi gør forkert, det er den, når vi ryger fra den ene side, og det er begge to ryger fra den ene side til den anden side, og så klasker vi til den, og så de er pissegode fart, så gør de sådan her ned i maven, så står vi sådan her og skal skyde den væk over på en modvendsside, hvor den er umulig at få væk, så klasker de den først ned, det godt kan smaske. Alt andet meget, meget fint. Ja. De server til sidst her, kongeserver. Også den her, meget bedre herovre for os. Og så den her træer, det er vigtigt, bolden de vender altså ikke bare med det samme. Det er vigtigt, at man ikke bare kan ikke give for det. Fang, torsen, det er vigtigt. Så der er en det er helt torsen. Det er en torsen, jeg kan have bygget. Det kan vi så have. Der er du, det tror. Det arbejde, det bliver der gammel. Og til det er, til det er. I så venter du. Ja.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game. Love ball. Play.
So the number 1 seeds, Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen, 1 game to the good. And finished the opening game on a run of 6 straight points. Then a service error from Kim Astrup to start the second game. It's a bit ominous.
Yeah, it's funny because Thomas Stavngård praised his last services, and Kim Astrup says they're going to be much better from this near side. And he starts with the service error.
Service over. 1-0.
And what he meant was that now he's serving with the drift, so he can sort of like apply the right, I don't know what to call it, push, whack, the right amount of power to the shot. Whereas when he's serving up against the drift, he has to give it a little bit extra. It makes it difficult to get the right tumble on it.
Service over. 2-1. Out. Service over. 2-4.
Yeah, now I like that defence from Jing Han.
And especially when the Danes are, you see, that's not full power at all. That was more like a drop shot from Kim Astrup, and then moving him immediately. That's well played. Now the Danes, they said, put pressure on the service or on the lower of the two. I guess that's Zeng. I felt he wasn't serving that accurate.
3.
Oof, that very nearly came back in.
Service over. 4-3.
I think it's shown here in the opening stages of the second game that the Chinese feel more confident in the flat game. They are more confident in their pushes. If it goes upwards, then it doesn't really matter.
Service over. 4-4.
It was the placement of the Rasmussen smash that did the damage.
Go. Ready.
The problem for the Chinese combination is that if they're trying to defend, they're getting the right sort of length on the shot. That wasn't the best of serves, was it? Hitting it against the drift, they've hit a couple that have been woefully short so far.
They have, and from what I saw last week, they don't really have a solid defense, the two Chinese, especially I feel that the left-hander, she is quite vulnerable. Yeah, good figure.
Well, I think that first push from Astrup when he came forward towards the end of the rally there, I think that would have gone wrong.
I have a
This
few,
one.
that one, yeah, exactly. I think
Yeah,
actually
he's not happy, is he, with his defence there?
No.
He can't switch from one side to the other.
It's very difficult. I think the Chinese coach, Chen Zichu, is agreeing with you, Joe. He was sort of like signalling that he was going to go long.
There he is. He was a fine left-handed player. Perhaps better known for his mixed doubles.
With Zhao Qingting.
Yep, that's right. That's a fabulous smash. Look at that. Perfection. Going well wide. Yeah, that did get the blue carpet.
Service over, 7-0.
It's across the body of the left-hander, Xie Haonan, doing the damage time and time again. Well done.
They had to win that rally 3 times. Xi and Zeng.
Nice touch there from Kim Astrup, giving his opponents the thumbs up.
Service over, 9-8.
Again, work putting pressure on Zeng's serve. If I were the Chinese, I would flick the Danes a bit more, because that's a good way of getting them to inject pace into the rally. And they can stand far forward if the Danes should just play a drop shot.
10-8.
Oh, a little bit of a topspin.
Fantastic
And then
play.
a reverse slice from Kim Astrup. Oh my goodness. On a run of 3 straight points, the Danes go to the mid-game interval with the advantage. Yeah, the Danes seem to be enjoying it now, so they should with this scoreline.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Just like play.
So their run of 3 straight points comes to an end on the resumption of play. Oh my goodness. Totally got in each other's way. Well, that's extraordinary. They've been playing together since 2011. So this is their 15th year together. They still got in a complete muddle. Who was going for what? And when you consider that Zhang Wei Han was just 9 years old when they first started playing together.
That's extraordinary.
It's got to be one of the most enduring men's doubles partnerships in world badminton.
Yeah.
Service over 12-10.
Looks to me as if the Chinese pair, the harmony between the two emotionally has been tested.
Yes, I agree.
Look at that.
In some ways, they're also an odd combination. I think they have different skills that not necessarily match up well.
Yeah, but as soon as you start getting annoyed by your partner,
then
that they're doing the wrong things, then it's terribly difficult to win.
Over 11-14.
Well, they've been in a couple of quarterfinals, this Chinese combination at World Tour level, but never at a 750 level.
No.
One at 300 level, and the Indonesian Masters in January, which was 500 event. So for the Chinese pair, this would be a huge step forward if they could win this.
Service over 15-11. 15-11.
That's good work from Astrup.
16-11.
It's a good development for the Danes compared to when they played together earlier. I feel that they play a much more rotational game, or they're capable of playing a much more rotational game now. And that has enhanced the overall strength of the combination. Previously it was much more Kim Astrup at the net and Anders Rasmussen at the backcourt. Now it's still the preferred roles, but they're much more capable of playing the opposite roles.
It's too flat and gone long of the back line.
11.
Ten of the last 13 points. Oops.
That's a big miss.
Yeah, that's a huge miss, isn't
Service
it?
over. 12-18.
Oh, he's dropped his racket. That's extraordinary. Kim Astrup had his racket knocked out of his hand.
13-18.
Picked it up with his right hand.
Yeah. It'll be better when they get really settled into their partnership in 10, 12 years from now.
Mind you, fun fact, was it you that told me that Kim Astrup is naturally a right-handed player? Or naturally right-handed?
I think so, yeah.
Decided to play badminton left-handed.
Yeah. Maybe that was too short, he should have left it.
Well, I put that down as a jolly good serve, because if you tempt your opponent into playing it, then it's good.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of a lifeline here to Xie and Zeng. Oi, lucky.
Oh, it's well in. Well. Do you remember that big miss from Kim Astrup at 18-11? And that's just changed the momentum of this second game now.
Ready.
Well, those 4 straight points have given the Chinese pair a glimmer of hope. But now the Danes just 2 points away from a third quarter-final here at the Singapore Open. Match point opportunities for the #1 seeds, Astrup and Rasmussen. good final rally, and the Danes go through to their third quarter-final. 21-15, 21-15. A match lasting 40 minutes. Almost twice as long as their first round victory.
And Rasmussen, 21-15, 21-15.
Umpire just confirming that scoreline. And I thought the more that the match went on, the better they became. Confirmation once again of that score. 21-15, 21-15 in 40 minutes. The Danes through to the quarter-final. Welcome back to the Singapore Indoor Stadium, and it's second round action all day today, and we have men's singles coming up next. In fact, we have home interest in the last two matches of the day. First of all, it's the former world champion and home favourite Lo Ken-yu up against the European Championship silver medalist Julia Popov, and we'll end today with